Hello again, we're back to the 12 Days of Transforming Toys. Fresh pack of batteries left, and we are now reviewing with Master Force Slipstream and Master Force Windblade the Masterpiece VF1S from Toynami. And this is an interesting piece. First off, as you can see, it has an opening cockpit, which does pop down. Oh, come on. Trying to do this one-handed is not easy. But you can see it has all the nice details from Macross. I'm just going to put these girls to the back so they're not in the way when I try to show this off. Nice UN Spacey. Nice Skull Squadron logo on the back. We have the Macross logo there. Some nice landing gear with some rolling wheels, although the rear ones are kind of little stiff when they're on the table. Got the gun pod down there. And we have the VF1S head. So, about this toy. It was definitely a premium collectible at the time. As you can see, the legs are held in by magnets. They're not clipped in, they're held in by magnets, which sadly caused a lot of problems for me later. Another problem, you may notice, I do not have the missile pods on the wings. That's because the missile pods don't really stick in too well. You try different combinations and see which ones will actually stick on or not. It was sort of better with the super upgrade, but yeah, that's a story for another time. Basically, these holes under the wings where the missile pods were supposed to go, it just seems that some fit, some didn't. It could just be it just could be mine. It could be manufacturing. I don't know. Also, battery compartment right here, because there is a gimmick for this switch to turn on the light in the head of the robot mode. I will not be showing it for reasons I will explain when we get to robot mode. So let's flip in the landing gear. Get that pushed in like so. Nice and flush. So you can have it in a nice flying pose if you have a flight stand. I'm not sure if this is compatible with most modern flight stands, but if you can get this on a flight stand, you can get it in a nice flying pose. So we're going to go into gear walk mode, which requires folding the legs like so, opening the feet. Now then, this is its landing mode without the arms. This is actually canon, and I can attest this from the Robotech RPG book, which is sadly out of print because Podium lost the license this year. That's a story for another time. Regardless, in order to get the arms out, we have to pull out the leg a bit and pop the arm into place like so, and there is a groove here that goes over this, which is supposed to be flush, but it's not flush at all. So we rotate the arm, pop out the hand with the little slider there. Do the same to the other side. And there we go. It's a little stiff. Kind of hard to get it in. It's really hard to get the slider without removing the gun, because you gotta remove the gun in order to get to this slider down here. There we go. Put the gun back on. And finally, we gotta fold this up correctly. This panel first, this panel second, because it has to fold that way. We fold this assembly completely up, and this is a problem right here. This clearly shows that my copy was mismanufactured because this panel is supposed to be facing the other way, so it has those 3 pods shooting out. Instead, they're back here. And I have no idea how to fix this at all. This is supposed to be on this side. This is supposed to be on this side. I have no idea why this happened, and I'm not sure how many other copies are like this. Fold the wings back slightly, and we have our airwalk mode, which is pretty nice. I know the legs are supposed to be out a little bit more than this, but this is just a quick review. I'm just going over this quickly. So let's get this into Battloid mode and finish off the review. We pop the legs out the rest of the way, of course. We flatten the feet. Move up the camera. We're going to make sure the arms are out as we slide this panel back and fold the thing in half while we make sure that the head is flipped up properly. And we also want to make sure that the gun pods on the head are rotated properly and this panel moves out of the way to give the head some room. I will demonstrate the head later, but right now we are going to take that tab and slide it into where the battery case is, because that will tab the body. Make sure the wings are flush. And finally we take this piece, they all have this, and slide it to cover the cockpit. And there we go. Again, you notice how I haven't rotated the head around. This was a big issue with this figure for reasons also why I don't have the lights. You see, the light in the head is directly wired through the body, which means, and the instructions even say this, do not rotate the head more than 180 degrees around, which is required for transformation. The problem is that the neck doesn't really stop you from doing that at all. There's no latching or anything like that. So there is no way to know when you have it in jet mode or fighter mode which way you have the head rotated. So sometimes you're taking a gamble, and unfortunately the problem is that when I had mine in jet mode, I didn't remember which way I had the head rotated, so I rotated it the rest of the way and severed the wires, meaning that the headlight gimmick no longer works on this guy anymore. It seems like a simple fix too. I mean, most light up heads will just have the entire gimmick self-contained in the head, and it's large enough to do that. Heck, if you have to have the light up gimmick in the torso, make it clear. Make the entire neck assembly clear, so that way the light can just shine through the neck into the head. But no, they had to wire it directly into the head, and it makes it very fragile. Anyway, you can get the gun pods to point forward like in the show. He has nice articulation in the arms. Articulated fingers, which are pretty nice. Legs can go about that far, but they kind of look weird. And some good ratcheting knees. As for the gun pod, this is kind of a issue because, oh god, didn't have that clicked in all the way. And yeah, it gets kind of finicky to get the backpack to work right. You just slide this open, just friction it into his hand somehow. Make sure his thumb is, his forefinger is in the there, and it's okay. It's not great, especially considering that these things are out of print and very hard to get. For a Masterpiece, it's okay, but there have been better releases over the years, and I would suggest only getting this if you can get it cheap. Because it's really not worth the asking price they're asking for it now. And there, as I said, there are better Veritech fighters out there now. So that's my review of the Masterpiece VF1S from Toynami, and I hope to see you guys on the next review. Bye!